Hi, Elisa from The Guardian. Is it possible, Olaf, that the US could implement the across-the-board 15% without an executive order? And then can you bring us up to date on what's happening on the EU side in terms of the implementation, whether the Commission has decided whether to go for that legal instrument that Sabine was talking about before, or some other route?
Thanks for your question, Lisa. The first is a question for the US administration. It's not up to me to answer what their legal procedures and decisions are. And I didn't understand your second question. Can you please repeat?
Yes. So on Monday we were led to believe that the Commission, Trump issues an executive order. There's a joint statement, and those are the steps on the US side and partly on the EU side. But in order to give effect to the deal in the EU, a legal instrument needs to be organised. I think it was described as an autonomous legal instrument or an international treaty, which may take some time. So just do you have the timeline on how the deal is brought into legal effect on this side of the Atlantic?
Thanks for your question, Lisa. No, I don't have a precise timeline for how our side of the bargain will be implemented, nor do I need to provide one at this point, because the only thing that was agreed between the EU and US last weekend was that the American tariffs, as I described, would kick in on August 1st. That is our understanding. That's what we expect to happen. And for the rest, we'll work that out piece by piece. To repeat, last Sunday, a political deal was reached between the two presidents. Tomorrow, the US tariffs, capped at 15% with certain sectoral exemptions, it will kick in. That is our understanding. Next, we are working to finalise a joint statement with the US. The joint statement, I must clarify, is not a legally binding document, but rather a set of political commitments, a roadmap from which we take our cooperation forward. From there will flow the additional legal procedures that are required on our side. From there will flow the additional negotiated exemptions that we're looking to bake into our overall agreement with the US.
One more follow-up, and then I go to...
Yeah, thanks. Just to clarify then, the zero for zero tariffs that the EU decided on this side to eliminate some of the nuisance tariffs, do they kick in tomorrow, or do we have to wait until they're negotiated?
Thanks for your question. You have to wait.
In the back, yeah.
Hello, thank you very much. My question is on wine and spirits, because we are still, as I understand, negotiating about this. So from tomorrow, does the 15% apply to wine and spirits, or we are in 0% until we find a solution for those? Thank you.
Thank you for your question, Anna. So the Commission remains determined to achieve and secure the maximum number of carve-outs, including for traditional EU products such as wine and spirits. It is not our expectation that wine and spirits will be included as an exemption in the first group announced by the US tomorrow, and therefore that sector, as with all other economic sectors, will be captured by the 15% ceiling.
Thank you.
Hi, Janos Anbach, Table Media. A question on your fact sheet on the EU-US deal, because the Commission just now confirmed to me that all industrial goods, that the EU will eliminate all duties on all industrial goods for the US, but at the same time in the fact sheet you write, while core EU industrial and agricultural sensitivities remain protected. So how do you keep protecting the EU industrial sensitivities if you eliminate all the duties?
Thanks for your question, Janos. Industrial is different to agricultural. So for our key agricultural sensitivities, we keep what we have in place, and the intention is to lower to zero our tariffs on incoming industrial goods from the US.
Thank you. Follow-up, and then I go to you.
I didn't ask about the agricultural sensitivities, the industrial sensitivities. How do you keep protecting them?
I don't understand the question, Janos. I'm not clear what you're asking me here.
you keep protecting the agricultural sensitivities by keeping the tariffs. You also say you keep protecting industrial sensitivities, but you lower all the tariffs to zero. So how do you keep protecting the industrial sensitivities?
Thanks. I'll have to come back to you on this in the afternoon.
Hi, Peggy Collin for Euronews. Regarding the joint statement, which is still being negotiated, I have a very simple question. Is there room for negotiation on EU digital regulation?
Thank you for your question. The answer is absolutely not.